from Brooklyn, New York, in the United States, an electrifying two-division champion of the world, known as the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Victorville, California, here is the exciting boxing sensation, King Rai.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
Which fans are going to be happy, which fans are going to be sad, I don't know, but it's the argument I have.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be two that we're talking about. And there's the bell to start round one. Well done with that counter shot. The straight right just misses. Perfect counter lands. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Beautiful counter shot. Not a lot of defense here at all. Catch and shoot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Nice counter. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Good counter punch. They exchange punches. There's a counter shot. Teofimo Lopez that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us. And there's the bell for round two. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Good counter punching. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
Just misses. Those counter punches have to hurt. The jab misses. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. A perfect counter shot. And he scores with the counter. A lot of fans know how quick these lighter fighters can be, but tonight, don't be surprised if these don't pack a lot of power as well. That punch is beginning to take its toll. How about that time counter shot? The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Swing and a miss with the jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get...
Let's get it started in round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch caught him clean. That counter shot lands. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
He misses with that jab. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tear. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Just missed with that jab. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
That jab misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it can be...
And there's the bell to start round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
These two were made for each other. Nice counter shot. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. Blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Good job defending the jab. They both want the knockout. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Threw the uppercut, but did not score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
I seriously...
Let him back into the fight.
Time for the 5th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Punch, counter punch. Can't find a home for that jab. Both men step back for just a moment. Beautiful counter punch. The straight right just misses. Nice counter punch. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Those counter punches have to hurt. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Counter punch right up the middle. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Nice counter shot. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Needs to knock.
This is the beginning of round 6. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. He threw a punch and just got countered. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Well done with that counter shot. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
He misses with that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. The jab doesn't quite connect. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. At this point, you've got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need... And there's the bell for round 7. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter punch caught him clean. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
The straight right just misses. Both men step back for just a moment. Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fighters like that, and you punch them, you just want to win. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Good counter punching. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Perfect punch. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Good counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance with...
And we enter the 8th round. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They exchange punches. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Beautiful counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. Insane action. He threw a punch and just got countered. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
There's a counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
They exchange punches. Nice counter shot. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close rounds.
Well done with that counter shot. Good counter punch. Good counter punching. The straight right just misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Every second.
Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Throws the jab but does not score. Good defense stopping that jab. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
That punch landed. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Catch and shoot. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Those counter punches have to hurt. The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Do you believe this? They miss with the jab. Punching. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned? And there's the bell for round 10. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because If you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him. Frustrating, because if you let him get away with it, he blows you down.
You'd like to see more jabs. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter-punching.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter punch caught him clean. Both men step back for just a moment. Beautiful counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nope, that jab not going to score. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Nice counter punch right up the middle. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Nice counter. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous?